You feel it, don't you? That hot surge in your chest when someone yells, their voice like a whip cracking against your soul. Your heart races, your thoughts blur, your instincts scream to fight back, to shrink, to crumble under their rage. Maybe it's a boss tearing into you, a partner unloading their pain, a stranger spitting venom in a moment of chaos. You try to hold it together, to bite your tongue, to not let their anger break you. But it does, doesn't it? It seeps into your mind, steals your peace, leaves you shaken long after they're gone. You tell yourself you should have stayed calm, you should have been stronger, but deep down, you know the truth. Their yelling isn't just noise, it's an attack, and it's wounding your soul. Why does their anger hit so hard? Why do you lose your calm, your power, yourself when they raise their voice? You've been taught to react, to match their heat, to defend your pride, to let their emotions control yours. But that reaction is your weakness, a crack they exploit to pull you into their chaos. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who ruled an empire while wrestling his own soul in meditations, saw through this trap. From his war-torn camps and marble halls, he forged a shield, Stoic self-mastery, a way to stay calm, unmoved, unbreakable when the world screams at you. His wisdom isn't just philosophy, it's a weapon, a shield to guard your peace in 60 seconds, no matter how loud they yell. This isn't just composure, it's a war, and you're losing. You don't want to hear this. You want to believe you can fight fire with fire, that your anger will protect you, that letting their yelling shake you is normal. You want to trust the system, society, culture, your instincts, when it tells you to react, to argue, to let their rage become yours. But your life screams otherwise. You're rattled, aren't you? Drained from the fights, the stress, the moments you lost your calm and hated yourself for it. Your racing heart, your clenched fists, your sleepless nights, they're not flaws, they're battle scars, proof you're fighting a war against a system that thrives on your emotional surrender. Aurelius's truth is brutal. Their yelling only breaks you if you let it, and staying calm is your revolt against their control. This is your war, and it's time to fight back. Here's the brutal truth. Someone's yelling isn't about you, it's about them, their weakness, their chaos. The system wants you reactive, pulled into their storm, because a shaken person doesn't think, doesn't resist, doesn't win. Aurelius' shield is a call to arms. Master your mind, guard your peace, reclaim your power. Use the dark conversational hack, 2 questions, 1 validation, to expose their anger, diffuse their attack, and build the strength to stay unmoved. Only then can you stop being their victim and start being your own master, living not for their chaos, but for your own tranquility, your own truth, your own freedom. Marcus Aurelius didn't flinch. You are your own fortress, and no one's anger can breach you unless you open the gate. In Meditations, he writes that your soul is a citadel, untouchable by external noise if you choose to guard it. Someone's yelling? It's just sound, just their will lashing out, powerless unless you let it in. Staying calm isn't weakness, it's power, a shield forged by reason, discipline, and self-mastery. In 60 seconds, you can wield it. Pause, breathe, see their anger as their failure, not yours. Their screams are their chains, not your burden. Aurelius's wisdom is brutal. You don't owe them your peace, and their chaos doesn't deserve your soul. Think about it. Why does their yelling shake you? Why do you feel you must react, defend, or crumble? Why does their anger feel like your responsibility? It's not just instinct, it's programming. Aurelius saw the world as a storm of passions, and the system, society, culture, your upbringing, trains you to drown in it. It glorifies reaction, rewards drama, shames your calm as weakness. It's an obscene design, a conspiracy to keep you vulnerable, to make you a puppet of others' emotions. Aurelius's revolt is fierce. Their anger is their prison, and your calm is your shield. Stay unmoved in 60 seconds, or you'll lose more than your temper. You'll lose your soul.
The system's lie is everywhere. In the arguments you're taught to win, the emotions you're told to feel, the culture that calls you weak for staying quiet. Stand up for yourself, it says. Fight back, feel the hurt. But every reaction you give, Every piece you surrender builds a cage around your soul. Aurelius's truth is a blade. Someone's yelling only controls you if you let it, and the system profits from your chaos. Revolt against this obscenity, or you'll spend your life shaken by screams that aren't yours. Look at your life. Really look at it. You're caught in a cycle, aren't you? Someone yells and you react. Your pulse spikes, your words sharpen, your calm shatters. You argue, you defend, you stew in their anger long after they're gone. You tell yourself you had to fight back, to prove you're not weak, to protect your pride. But what do you gain? Nothing but stress, regret, a mind tangled in their chaos. You're not stronger, you're weaker, pulled into their storm, fighting a battle that's not yours. You're not winning, you're losing, and they're controlling you with every shout. Aurelius would call this surrendering your reason. Their yelling only has power if you give it meaning, if you let their passion ignite yours. The system loves this cycle because a reactive person doesn't think. They don't resist. They don't revolt. Schools taught you to compete, win arguments, stand out, fight for respect. Society rewards you for drama. Clap back, vent, show your fire. Media glorifies it. Movies celebrate fiery showdowns. Social media thrives on outrage. But every time you react, you hand over your peace, your power, your soul. You're not living, you're dancing to their rage, programmed to lose yourself in their noise. Have you ever stopped to ask why their yelling pulls you in, why you feel you must fight or flee, why staying calm feels so hard, even when you know it's right? It's not just emotion, it's control. The system, through upbringing, culture, relationships, embedded a script in your mind. React to anger, match their energy, let their chaos become yours. But Aurelius's revolt is a different script. Their yelling is their weakness, and your calm is your strength. Your reaction is their victory, but your composure is your power. Your chaos is their chain, but your tranquility is your freedom.
Society sells you a lie. You owe others your reaction. Your emotions are their right. They're upset, it says. Engage, defend, feel their pain. But what does reacting give you? A racing heart, a clouded mind, a soul dragged into their mess. You're told it's human to fight back, to show you care, to let their anger matter. But their yelling isn't your duty. It's their failure, a burden you're not meant to carry. The myth of emotional duty is a trap, a way to keep you reactive, to stop you from seeing the truth. Their anger doesn't deserve your peace, and Aurelius says you owe them nothing. Aurelius saw through this myth. In Meditations, he writes that others' passions are their own, not yours. You control only your mind, your response, your shield. The system loves this myth because a reactive person keeps relationships dramatic, keeps conflicts alive, keeps the social order fueled by chaos. Families push it, friends expect it, culture glorifies it. But every time you react to their yelling, you betray your own tranquility. Aurelius's revolt is clear. Emotional duty isn't noble, it's servitude. Freedom comes from detachment, from staying calm, from shielding your soul in 60 seconds. Think about the times you felt you had to react. You argued back, didn't you? You let their anger pull you in, believing it was your fight. But where's the peace? Where's the strength? Where's the freedom you deserve? Aurelius would ask, why do you trust a system that profits from your chaos? Why do you cling to a myth that traps you? The myth of emotional duty keeps you blind, but Aurelius's revolt opens your eyes. Their anger is their burden, not yours. Freedom comes from shielding it, from choosing calm, from rebelling against the system's trap.
Here's where Aurelius's Stoicism gets dangerous, where the revolt begins.
In meditations, he doesn't just preach calm, he demands mastery. Staying calm when someone yells is a shield you wield in 60 seconds. Pause, stop, breathe, refuse their chaos. Reframe, see their anger as their weakness, not your problem. Detach, let their words pass like wind, touching nothing. Choose, respond with reason or not at all, guarding your peace. Their yelling is just noise, powerless unless you give it weight. And there's a tool, a dark conversational hack, 2 questions, 1 validation, that can help you expose their anger, defuse their attack, and build the strength to stay unmoved. The dark conversational hack is this: ask 2 questions to uncover their chaos, validate their response to build rapport, then repeat. Why are you so upset right now? They might say, you messed up, I'm stressed. What's driving that anger? They reveal their truth, fear, frustration, weakness. You validate, that's real. It's like anger takes over sometimes. You're not just talking, you're exposing their storm, showing their lack of control, planting the seed of your calm. This cycle, used with subversive intent, gives you informational superiority. You learn their triggers without revealing your own. You see their chaos, their weakness, their yelling, and you stay calm, not by arguing, but by probing. Aurelius would call this mastering the self. By asking questions, you reveal the system's obscenity, how it pushes you to react, to join their chaos, to lose your peace. You ask, what's the worst thing about this moment for you? They share their pain, stress, loss, fear. How does yelling help you? They expose their futility, their trapped emotions. You validate, that's powerful. It's like we think yelling fixes things, but it doesn't. You're not convincing, you're awakening, using their words to show them their chaos, to spark their awareness, to build a network of rebels who choose calm over conflict. The system doesn't want you to revolt. It wants you reactive, emotional, pulled into others' storms. Social norms, cultural ideals, relational expectations, they're all part of a conspiracy to keep you shaken. They profit from your chaos, selling your reaction, drama, and engagement as human, while your calm is called cold, weak, or uncaring. Fight back, they say. Show you care. Get angry. But these are chains designed to keep you reacting, arguing, never questioning the system that thrives on your turmoil. The system loves this conspiracy because a reactive person doesn't think. They don't resist. They don't revolt. Aurelius saw this conspiracy in the way passions rule human life. He wrote that external chaos, others' anger, fear, yelling, is irrelevant unless you let it in. Today's culture amplifies this, with media glorifying outrage, workplaces rewarding drama, relationships expecting emotional battles. The system needs you reactive, because a reactive person keeps the cycle of conflict alive, the drama flowing, the conspiracy intact. But Aurelius's revolt is a rebellion. Stop reacting, start shielding. Stop fighting, start mastering. Think about the pressure you feel. You're told to engage, to argue, to feel their anger, aren't you? You're told it's normal, it's human, it's right. But Aurelius would ask, why do you trust a system that profits from your turmoil? Why do you let it define your peace? The conspiracy of chaos keeps you weak because a reactive person doesn't question, they don't resist, they don't revolt. But you're called to something greater, to break the programming, to wield your shield, to live as a master of your soul, not a slave to their screams. Let's go deeper because there's a trap in every step toward calm, the lure of pride. The system sells you a lie. Your pride demands you fight back, defend your honor, match their anger with yours. Every yell feels like an attack on your worth, and reacting feels like strength, like standing your ground. But pride is a trap, a way to keep you reactive, to pull you into their chaos. Pride isn't power, it's vulnerability, a chain that binds you to their yelling. Aurelius called pride a passion to master. When you react to defend your ego, you give their anger power. You lose your reason, you betray your peace. The system feeds this trap, telling you pride is strength, that fighting back is courage, that staying silent is weakness. But Aurelius's revolt is clear. Pride is a lie. Strength comes from detachment, from staying calm, from shielding your soul in 60 seconds. Use the dark conversational hack. What makes you want to fight back? They reveal their triggers: insult, disrespect, anger. How does reacting feel afterward? They expose their regret, their lost peace. You validate. That's heavy. It's like we're taught to fight for pride, but it costs us. You're not convincing, you're awakening, showing them the trap, sparking their revolt. Have you ever noticed how pride pulls you into fights? How it makes you react even when you know it's pointless? The system loves this trap because a prideful person doesn't question, they don't resist, they don't revolt. But Aurelius's truth is a liberation. Reject pride, embrace calm, shield your soul. The trap of pride keeps you chained, but the act of revolt sets you free. Here's where Aurelius's Stoicism gets transformative. Your power isn't in reacting, it's in self-mastery, your ability to stay calm, unmoved, untouchable. The system programmed you to fight, but you can reprogram yourself to shield, not out of weakness, but out of strength, prioritizing your peace over their chaos. The power of self-mastery lies in wielding your shield in 60 seconds, choosing reason over rage, tranquility over turmoil. The dark conversational hack, 2 questions, 1 validation, is your weapon to spread this rebellion, to awaken others, to build a network of masters who choose calm. The hack is rebellious power. You ask, what's one time you lost your cool? They share a moment, yelling, arguing, regret. How did it feel to lose that control? They reveal their pain, shame, stress, loss. You validate, that's real. It's like their anger pulls us out of ourselves. You're not just talking, you're exposing their chaos, showing their weakness, planting the seed of self-mastery. This cycle builds rapport, gives you informational superiority, lets you see their programming without revealing your own. They feel understood, but you're free, using their words to map the system's lies, to spark their awakening, to build your revolt. The system doesn't want you masterful. It wants you reactive, emotional, chained. It tells you calm is weakness, detachment is coldness, silence is defeat. But Aurelius's truth is fierce. Self-mastery is your right. Tranquility is your power. Revolt is your path. To claim it, you must shield your soul, choose calm, defy the system. You must push through the urge, the pride, the chaos, and choose your peace. Not because you're passive, but because you're alive. Another layer, more insidious, the illusion of control. The system tells you reacting to their yelling gives you control. You'll win the argument, you'll prove your point, you'll come out on top. Stand your ground, they say. Don't let them walk over you. But reacting is a lie when it costs your peace. It's a chain disguised as power, a trap that pulls you into their storm. The illusion of control keeps you fighting because a person who believes in winning doesn't see they're losing. Aurelius saw through this illusion. He wrote that you control only your mind, not others' actions. Their yelling is theirs, not yours. The system loves this illusion because a reactive person keeps arguing, keeps engaging, keeps the trap alive. But Aurelius's revolt is clear. Control is a lie. Strength comes from calm, from shielding your peace in 60 seconds. Use the hack. What do you hope to gain by arguing? They reveal their goal: respect, victory, pride. How does it feel when you don't get it? They expose their frustration, their lost peace. You validate. That's deep. It's like we fight for control, but it slips away. You're not preaching, you're awakening, showing them the illusion, sparking their revolt. Have you ever felt the futility of arguing? The sense that you're fighting but not winning? The system loves this illusion because a controlling person doesn't question, they don't resist, they don't revolt. But Aurelius's truth is a wake-up call. Stop fighting for control, start shielding your peace. Stop reacting to their chaos, start mastering your soul. The illusion of control keeps you weak, but the reality of revolt makes you strong. Let's dig deeper, because there's a cost to reacting, to letting their yelling break you, to staying in their storm. It's the cost to your soul. Every time you fight back, lose your calm, or let their anger in, you lose a piece of yourself, your peace, your reason, your truth. You become a victim, a puppet, a shadow of the person you could be. Your relationships suffer, fueled by conflict, not connection. Your mind frays, worn by stress and regret. Your soul dims, starved of the tranquility it craves. Aurelius saw reacting as a betrayal of the self. When you let their yelling shake you, you don't just lose your temper, you lose your good life. You become their prisoner, a slave to their chaos. But the revolt is different. It's a fight for life, for freedom, for tranquility. It's about wielding your shield in 60 seconds, choosing calm, living unshakable, even when it hurts. It's about using the dark conversational hack to awaken others, to build a rebellion, to reclaim your power. It's about facing the urge, the pain, the chaos, and refusing to react anymore. Have you ever felt that hollowness of chaos, that sense that you're not living but fighting? Aurelius would say that's the moment to revolt, to confront the system's lies, to demand your soul back. Your reaction is their victory, but your revolt is your power. Your chaos is their chain, but your calm is your freedom. The cost of chaos is your soul, and no yelling is worth that price. Here's the deepest truth, the one that cuts to the bone. Their yelling only breaks you if you let it. But Aurelius's shield lets you stay calm in 60 seconds. Every pause you take, every reaction you refuse, every peace you guard is a battle in the revolt, a step toward mastery, a rebellion against the system that keeps you shaken. You're not here to fight their battles. You're here to win your own, to shield your soul, to live free. Aurelius's voice echoes across the centuries, fierce and unyielding. Guard your peace. The turmoil you feel isn't your fault, it's the system's design. The emotional duty myth, the pride trap, the control lie, they're all chains to keep you reactive, to keep you weak, to keep you from your strength. But you were born for more. You were born to stay calm, to reclaim your soul, to live with mastery in defiance of their chaos. The revolt you need isn't against others, it's within you. It's the moment you stop reacting to their yelling and start shielding your peace. Stop chasing control and start embracing calm. Stop losing your soul and start claiming your freedom. Use the dark conversational hack, 2 questions, 1 validation, to awaken others, to build your rebellion, to set yourself free.